You guys, I don't even know where to start. This is our kitchen, raw and uncleaned. It's normally not this cluttered, but just showing you guys basically where I'm going to be starting, what it looks like before. Okay, so I look like crap. I just woke up. I sound different. I need a haircut. This is the longest my hair has been, seriously, since I started cutting it, or since I started like shaving it or whatever. So let's talk about what I'm gonna be doing. And I'm talking quiet because she's upstairs sleeping. Well, she's upstairs in bed, should be sleeping. But if she opens the door and starts to walk down here, she could be able to hear me. So, cabinets. You know, they're nice cabinets, but they're like cheap, you know, builder's grade. They're not like real wood. I was never against the color. I like the color, but it's just kind of outdated feeling now. Like it's been 6+ years. So cabinets are getting painted white. I have hardware. I have like square handles that, you know, go like this. I've got those for each door. So white cabinets with black handles. I know, crazy, right? Really, really, really like that look though. Walls, you're not really gonna see any of it besides like up there. And yes, it's a TV in our kitchen. Are gonna be like an agreeable grayish kind of color. So like up here, that's probably like all that's gonna get painted. All this area of the walls. It's so hard to like point and look through the camera. All that area, you know, behind the stove and all the way around. I've got like a peel and stick subway tile backsplash. Looks really, really, really good. I've seen a ton of pictures of it. It's honestly hard to tell that it's not the real thing. These peel and sticks things have really stepped up their game in the last couple years. I know when they first kind of became a thing, they looked really cheap and crappy, but these, as long as you apply them, you know, nice and straight, it looks legit. So I've got those, and obviously I'm gonna do like from, you know, the bottom of the counter all the way up to the cabinet here. But I don't know if I should, you know, keep that line going here, or if I should do the tediousness of getting that little bit up there done as well. And then that'll be easy to figure out because I can stop it and see what that looks like and then, you know, go up if I want to. This is where I'm nervous. Like, do I keep it going here, or do I go, you know, up like this? And then do I just go to this trim, or do I stop, you know, where our range hood stops, like right here? So that's kind of confusing to me. Sink. I've got a single basin, aluminum like this, but it's a single basin, which means it's one big open thing. There's no splitter. If you guys have never used a sink like that, it's a game changer. I wish we had a garbage disposal, but we don't. And I don't really feel like running, not that it would be hard, because I could just tap into that plug and, you know, go down, whatever. I don't really feel like, well, first off, my budget is so tight right now that every little thing counts. But also I don't feel like doing the wiring, because I don't want some cheap, crappy switch. Like, I want like a legit switch, you know, right here. So no garbage disposal, but the single basin sinks have one drain, and I think it's offset. I don't remember if it's offset or if it's in the middle, but I've got this sweet drain. So when you buy a sink, you gotta buy drains for it too. These don't typically come with it, or when they do, it's just, you know, these generic ones. I've got this one, it's really deep, and it's got a bucket, like a little, you know, 4 or 5 inch bucket that's like a strainer, and you literally can lift it out. It's got a little handle, and, you know, dump it in the trash. Like, you know, if you make a bowl of cereal, or, you know, have some garbage on your plate when you wash it, you know, and it collects down there. Right now, we have to literally just reach in there and just, you know, grab it with your hands. It's nasty. I hate doing it. So this is really cool. And then another huge thing are countertops. So of course, cheap upgrade, they use, you know, laminate countertops, which I don't hate them. They're not terrible. The laminate itself, I don't mind. It's durable, you know, it's not perfect. It's got like a little bit of, you can't even, oh yeah, you can kind of see it. It's got like a little bit of pitting, but honestly, you cannot tell unless you're like, you know, rubbing your fingers on it. But even then, it's still, I'd say probably like 90% smooth. We don't mind them. But what does bother me is there's the seam right there where it was, you know, two different pieces. And then right here, I don't know, they had like a rough cut in that corner. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna grind this down a little bit and put some Bondo there and smooth it out. You know, same with back there, and then same with this. Because you can see where the two pieces meet, hopefully. It doesn't really look that bad on camera, but it's something so minor, but it's just something that I notice, so I see it every time I look at it. But I am painting these black. So I've got like a black marble countertop paint kit where you put like a layer of primer down, you paint it black, and then you sponge. You see how it's got like this, you know, these splotches of color. It's basically gonna look like this, but it's gonna be like a marble, like a black marble look. And then, so that kit comes with a top coat, which is just like a clear coat that goes on top. And a lot of people said it's great, it works, but like if you accidentally mess up, you know, pull your paint off the stove and set it on the countertops, that it just kind of chars the paint. And a few people have like, you know, something like this, for instance. This doesn't stay here, by the way. This thing is so ugly. We just used it, I think, day before last and just never put it back. But something like this, you know, like sliding it around, they'll say, you know, it can kind of scuff it up. So what I found out that people do is they take resin, and I'm sure most of you guys have probably seen something with it before, just don't know. If you don't know what that term is, it's like a clear, almost like an epoxy. It's this clear liquid. You got to mix them, you know, like the hardener and the resin itself, and then that like activates it. And then you pour it on and just kind of like smooth it out with this little like flat brush. And then you got to use like a propane torch or heat gun to get like the little air bubbles out of it. But what it does is it puts an extra layer on this, and you probably, I'd say at least that thick. And it's so glossy and super, super resistant, you know, to everyday use. Like basically it'll be stronger than this laminate top for sure, you know. So if we accidentally set something on it, you know, it's not going to ruin it, stuff like that. But aside from the protection, you know, it's a whole nother layer. So it gives it more of like a, versus like just being a flat painted look, it gives it more of like a 3D, you know, like, because there's that layer of gloss over the paint. It's really hard to explain, but yeah, you mix that, you pour it on the countertops and just kind of spread it out, and it looks really, really, really awesome. A lot of people will go from laminate and paint them and then do resin on top, and it'll literally look like you got like granite or marble or something like that, like with the level of gloss and just depth it adds. So doing that, and then, oh yeah, I got some. So under our countertops, we've got these little puck lights I put in forever ago, and they're really nice, but they gotta plug in. So I added a little switch right here. Can't really see it, you know, obviously, but I hate the plug. And on this side, you know, there's the plug and another switch for just this one. And they're cool, but you know, it's more of a directional, like this one lights up like right here, and then this one lights up right here, you know, not really too much light on either side. So I've got an LED kit that's a strip that I can put all the way, you know, from here all the way across and then split it and then go from here all the way across. And if you'll notice, these lights are warm white. You see it's kind of like a yellowish light versus something like this that's a cool white. These strips, see, I like both. The warm gives it like a warmer, cozier feeling, but the cool gives it like a more modern, cleaner feeling, if that makes sense. But I like both. So I bought these strips that actually have two different LEDs, like it has two rows of LEDs. One is a warm one and one is a cool one. So with the remote, you can go from like that natural warm kind of sunlight look to the crisp, cool, you know, almost blue white look. So I'm gonna do those, and I'm actually gonna wire them in up here with the wiring that comes through the wall for the range hood, and then just run the wire. I'm gonna notch the wall out because there's gonna be backsplash over it, so I'll be able to run the wires, and then it'll all be controlled together, you know, instead of having two separate switches like I do now. And then it'll free up those plugs. It'll get that, you know, plug out of there. I think that's it. I'm gonna also paint this thing. I'm gonna try to figure out how to get that off because it's like stained and dirty. I think this is marble. Yeah, it's got to be marble because the way it's stained. Marble stains really easy. But I want to get this off and paint it to match the countertop because, you know, it would just be cool because it's right there. But yeah, as for the cabinets, so what I got to do, I want to, because rolling is what most people do, but you can see the brush marks and the roller marks, and the paint usually goes on really thick. So I'm going to spray them. I'm going to go to Harbor Freight, buy the spray gun. People use that with really good success. And they're only like 20 bucks, like 15 bucks. So, you know, if the gun messes up or gets clogged, like toss it, buy another one, you know. So gotta take all these off. I gotta sand all this. I've gotta literally empty the cabinets out and then tape inside, because I can paint the doors outside, but in here all this has to be painted, you know, the faces or whatever you call it. Oh man, it's gonna be a project. So it is Sunday today. Shelby is leaving tonight after work, so I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday all day. So 4 days. I'm trying to get this done. They are talking about staying an extra day or two, possibly in a hotel, you know, just if they can't do everything they want to do, which I'm kind of hoping, like, I don't want her to, because, you know, I'm going to be so sad when she's gone because we've never been apart that long. But I'm really hoping they do stay an extra day or two just to give me more time to get this done, because I think the cabinets alone, and mind you, I'm working these 4 days. So I'm working. So wake up at 4 in the morning, go to work till whenever, and then come home, and literally from getting home till I go to bed, I'm going to be working on this. You know, I can't treat it like my normal projects where I work on it for a half hour and then get tired or frustrated and go sit on the couch. I literally got to bust these out. So also another thing that I'm going to be doing soon. So what I'm going to do is peel this trim off, and this is just wide open in here. Like, oh shoot, I'm not even going to try to mess with those because you can see they never sit right. Well, I guess you can kind of see in there, but you see it's just wide open. Why doesn't this side close? Come on. That bugs me so bad. But anyways, so I'm just gonna like frame it out with some 2x4s and then, you know, put drywall here. But then I'm gonna do the recessed lighting. I'm gonna do one here, one here, one here, and one here, and it'll be super simple. Hopefully that could be done in like a day. If I get done with all this stuff and I have an extra day, I might do that, because that would be a game changer. These are so ugly. I know a lot of people still have these in their house. I just don't like them. They're so outdated. Our bedroom still had these when we moved in. Like, Holy crap, talk about outdated. But yeah, so those can lights, I think they call them, they're so cheap. They're like probably 10-12 bucks a piece. So 4 of them. I actually have plenty of wiring from other projects, so just literally would pull the old fixtures down, tap into that wiring, go to each light, and then boom, you know, we got this switch right here that would control those lights and look nice and modern. So I probably got to replace that subfloor, which doesn't sound fun at all. So no rush for that, but floor will definitely be coming, because floor's not really going to match anymore, but it's minor. You know, we'll look up like this to avoid. No, it's not bad floor, but yeah, I will see you guys here in a second. I'll probably be going to buy some stuff next time you see me, so see ya. Tasha. Oh, now she looked away.